So I'm in the kind of a weird predicament that I have too many computers and I really want to consolidate down into really just one computer, no longer have a desktop and a notebook, just want to have a notebook where I can use that for computing. So I purchased this to replace my M1 Max MacBook Pro, as well as my M1 Ultra Mac Studio. So let's start with unboxing the M3 Max MacBook Pro. So what I have here is the 14-core CPU. It has 10 performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores, 30-core GPU, 96 gigs of unified memory, and 4 terabyte SSD. So I want to get rid of both those machines. I just want to go down to having one computer. This is quite a beef cake. Very heavy. That is quite dark. This is in that space black. Oh my gosh, this is so heavy. It's amazing how heavy these things are. How heavy. Before we get into that, let's take a look here at what we have in the box. So we have a completely space black USB-C MagSafe 3 cable, which is quite cool looking. But most importantly, do we get black stickers? MacBook Pro, yada yada. Of course we do. Oh, they're on a different paper this year. This is the same charging brick that I think I have, 140 watts. Now, one of the things I love about setting up a MacBook Pro is that it is so simple to transfer your information from a new machine to an old machine. Wow. It only takes a few minutes. Wow. That does not look black at all. It looks gray. We'll compare it here in just a minute to the silver one, or the space gray one that I have from the year before. Now I was on a fence between the 16-inch and the 14-inch because of the portability versus the power of the machine. Let's see here. Can I get any fingerprints on here? No, it's not really fingerprintish. Not too bad. Now, what I really like about the 16-inch MacBook Pro over the 14-inch MacBook Pro is, one, the speaker performance. It just seems to sound a little bit louder, a little bit more fuller, and the trackpad size. I really enjoy having a full-size trackpad, though I tell you, I will be honest, I use a mouse most of the time. I use my trackpad when I'm editing, but it does feel nice to have a trackpad in there. I do also like the fact that the standard definition brightness has been kicked up an additional 25%. So instead of being 500 nits max brightness on SDR, it's 600 nits. So it'll match my studio display a little bit more nicer. I like that as well. All right, now that we have the 16-inch set up and it's doing all of its configurations and everything, let's take a look here. I have 14-inch. This is the M3 with the 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. This is $17.99. Now, I bought this, one, to see whether it's actually a good performer for the dollar amount, and two, to really figure out whether or not this would make a good gift for prospective students, people who are going away or getting their first job out of college. This will be the machine that I'm going to use for that scenario. So if you have anything specific that you'd like me to test with this machine, or with actually either machine, let me know down in the comments below what that is. Okay. This is my first time seeing seeing a 14-inch really for more than just a few minutes. I don't know, I like the size. We'll see what happens. I don't know, I get kind of sick of space black and space gray. I get sick of all those colors. Oh yeah. All right, well, this is firing up right now. So from a processor perspective, we're talking about the M3 14-inch that we have here. 8-core CPU, that's 4 high-performance cores, 4 high-efficiency cores, 10-core GPU. This version that I have here is 1 terabyte, but there is a 512 terabyte version, which is about $200 less. This has 100 gigabits per second of memory bandwidth in comparison to the M3 Pro, or sorry, the M3 Max that I have, which is going to be 300 gigabits of memory bandwidth. But really, for I think most people, this is probably a pretty good machine. Now, some of the things I've been seeing was like, why does the 15-inch MacBook Air even exist if this exists? And there's a very tight pricing structure between the two devices. Really, the 15-inch MacBook Pro, in my opinion, is the best-in-class device with that big of screen size, and you don't have to worry about promotion. Some people don't need the promotion, and they don't want to pay the extra money. I think that's why they would pick that device over this device. You really only want this device if you're going to have those more intense workflows that you would need the M3 versus the M2. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, should I buy the $1599 14-inch version or the $1799 14-inch version? Really, the difference is $200. But you think about the amount of storage that you have in there. I really think that when you're buying a new computer, you should think about long-term. How long do you plan to having this machine? If you're someone who upgrades, every 2 to 3 years, you're probably okay with skimping a little bit on the SSD. But you really want to buy as much storage as you can possibly afford because you don't know how your use case is going to change in a couple years. If you're keeping your computer longer than 2 to 3 years. Can I remember my password after I just typed it in on my other computer? I don't know. Is it going to take it? I think it took it, yeah. I do like that both these machines have Wi-Fi 6E. I do have an Eero 6E Pro or something like that. I upgraded my network last year to a Eero gigabit Wi-Fi 6E network, and it does work. I have trouble with my upload, but that's not my router, it's my provider. I just have to rework all the cables that I have in my house, but it's another story. It'll make a good video when I do it. So this is still setting up, but I really like the size of this. Wow, this size is super, super fun. It's like, wow, it's so small and light compared to the 16-inch. That's the one thing about the 16-inch, it's just so heavy. The more you take it places, you're just like, ugh. But you gotta balance the big screen with the weight of the device, in my opinion. All right, now both of these devices have been set up, and I'm gonna get to using them. Load up all my applications. I'm gonna actually use Setup Assistant, which is probably the best way to transfer your information from that Mac to this Mac using Thunderbolt. It's super quick and it works within just a number of minutes. I'll be doing that soon, and I wanna know what you guys have any questions on for the video. My name is Mike, and I will talk to you in the next one.